Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, we're going to be making this sweet little card using the Blended Seasons bundle that is available only in August 2018 from Stampin' Up, and it's available only while supplies last. It's a beautiful bundle for the seasons throughout the year, and it has these beautiful thinlets and framelets that go with it, and we're going to be using this middle frame today and this flower stem and this sentiment from the stamp set, and let's get started. All right, so for your paper cuts, and I'll have all these listed on my blog, you need a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock for the base, cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. A piece of Poppy Parade cardstock, cut at 4 by 5 1/4. This is Granny Apple Green, cut at 3 3/4 by 5. A piece of Whisper White, cut at 3.5 by 4 1/4. I'm sorry, I believe that's 4 3/4. Let me double check that. Yes, that's 4 3/4. And we're going to be cutting a frame out of the center of this. Now these frames are so beautiful because it has the stitching that will work for the cutout piece as well as for the background piece. And we're going to be using both of those today. For the center, I used a piece of the Poppy Parade Designer Series paper stack, the 6x6 stack, and I was able to cut 2 of these from one of the 6x6 sheets. So I already have that ready to go. And then you'll also need some scrap to cut out one of these flower stems here, and then a 1x3 piece of Whisper White cardstock for the sentiment. Okay, let's get started. First of all, let's go ahead and bring the big shot in. I've already cut the floral stem so I can set that aside. But I'm going to cut this frame out of the center of this piece of Whisper White. So I just have my thin die adapter there, and then the piece of Whisper White, and I'm just going to center this. Wait a minute, Lisa. Put your cutting plate down. Then the Whisper White cardstock, then your framelit, and I'm just going to eyeball that and center that. Okay, and then we're going to put the top cutting plate on top here and run it through the big shot. Okay. So here we have the piece that's cut, and you can see that beautiful stitching, faux stitching around the edges. It's the dash lines and the dots. And then here is the frame that we're going to be using on our card. We can save this one for another card. All right, let's move the big shot out of the way and get started here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these layers. And let's see, I'm going to use some Tombow liquid glue, and we're going to put down the Poppy Parade layer first. All right, and let's just center that on the Whisper White base. And then the Granny Apple Green. Adding these layers, just these rectangle base layers coming up from the card base, is a great way to add color to your card when you're trying to keep it simple but yet add some color there, and especially when you have that Whisper White card base. All right, so now I have the framed piece that I'm going to put here in the center. Let's just center that. And that Tombow liquid glue allows us some wiggle room when you put it down. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and attach the cut Poppy Parade designer paper, but instead of just gluing that flat, I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. Let's just pop 4 on here to give the card a little bit of dimension. Okay. Pull off those little backings, and then I'm just going to center that over that opening. And you have the Whisper White stitching, or stitched from that frame. It's really pretty. All right, so now I already have the sentiment stamped. It says wishing you all the best, and I am going to go ahead and attach that across the center of that cut piece of Poppy Parade designer paper. Let's straighten this out here on the grid sheet and just go across the center here. Okay, now for our little accent piece, I have this in Whisper White, but I want to add color. So an easy way to add color to items like this that you die cut, and you want multiple colors on the single die cut, is to use either your sponge daubers or your Stampin' sponges and your ink pads. And so here I have Poppy Parade, and I'm going to use that over the flowers, or the blooms here, the little buds. And here's another one right here. Okay, I'm going to set that Poppy Parade aside, and now I have Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to just dab it here and go over the leaf portion and stem of this piece. And it's a really fun way to add some color, and it gives it like a mottled look, and I think it's really pretty. All right, so now I'm going to attach that right here. Let's see how I want to do that. I like it with the little stems curving toward the edge of the card. So I'm just going to put a few dots of the liquid glue. I don't want it to come out too fast. And so I'll just spread it around a little bit. And then let's go ahead and put this on this left side. And it can extend over the Whisper White there, it'll be fine. Now for accent, I'm using the glitter enamel dots and this Granny Apple Green here. And let's see, I want to use one of the big ones in the center of the flower, and then the 2 smaller ones over here on the edge. Okay, there is a simple sweet card using the Blended Seasons bundle with the Stitch Seasons framelits. If you have any questions, let me know. Visit my website at inkandinspirations.com for the details on this card. And remember, this bundle is only available during August of 2018 while supplies last. Take care, everyone, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.